I was born in this country, but I grew up in England. It was an abusive household. Every opportunity I had, I was a chronic runaway. One of the times I was picked up, and the constable, the PC, said, "Okay, where do you live?" And I gave him an address. He took me by the scruff of the neck up to the door, rapped on the door, and Mrs. Raystrick, Mama Raystrick, answered the door. "Wash up and tease on in a minute. We're going to have a chat." And the door closed. I have no idea what was said outside. I don't know. But whatever it was, I was standing inside expecting that the door would open again, she'd come in and I'd get a licking. Oh, I'd get whopped. No, didn't. She came in. We had a discussion. The bottom line to that was I would be welcome. However, there were certain ground rules. She laid out the ground rules and said, "You'll never be a prisoner here. You can leave whenever you want, but you'll always have this roof over the head." From them, I learned a lot about honor, the stiff upper lip, strong back, unquestioning, faithful devotion to a concept bigger than yourself is what I learned from Papa Raystrick. Mama Raystrick, I learned the gentler side, and she did a lot of the nurturing. And so it was an even balance. Okay, I came back to the States, did some high school in Trumbull, Connecticut. Then I tried a variety of colleges and universities, and I excelled at flunking out. So joined the Army, trained as a paramedic, and started jumping out of airplanes. During the Vietnam era, it was mainly with the TIE Rangers in rescue. I have 96 jumps. There are those who say there are only two things that fall out of the sky, okay, and one of them is when a bird's flying overhead. And the other is people with parachutes, and they're no different. In reality, you have to either be an adrenaline junkie, which I was not, or you have to believe blindly in what you're doing. Honestly, forget Hollywood. There's nothing Hollywoodish about it. If you had good instructors, which I did, you do what you were trained to do, and afterward you grab a hold of whatever's near you and say, "Holy mother of pearl." One day at Whiteman Air Force Base, I was in my flight suit and stepped out of base operations, and imagine a marionette, and suddenly you just cut with scissors, strings, the marionette puppet just flops down. It was one of the early symptoms of the multiple sclerosis. I was 41. People have always said why do something, and I always responded, why not? And I have brought that into my life with MS. As it progressed and as I lost my abilities, I thought that I would try to end each chapter in a nice way. For example, my last time skiing downhill at Breckenridge in Colorado, I went down the main slope with my little sister. She said, "You're not doing this." I said, "Watch me." I went down it wearing a bikini. Okay, my last time ice skating. I loved to ice skate. I was never very good, not at all. But I could fall in some of the most theatrical ways. However, my last time ice skating in Rockefeller Center with all the Christmas decorations and everything. So my memory of ice skating ends with something nice. My last time scuba diving, I scuba dived all over this world. I spent 6 weeks scuba diving on the Pandora wreck, excavating that. So I have all sorts of things. National Geographic wrote it up. Again, with my little sister Katie, we went to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and it was out scuba diving in the Antarctic current off there. So my way is not to fight the MS, but to say, okay, it is going to happen. But when it does, I'm going to have a good memory when I move on to the next phase. I will share something with you about when I was diagnosed. And you may wind up in the same situation. You go through all these tests, and you're sitting in the exam room, and they come in, the doctor comes in and says, I have your test results. And he flips up the paper, and he looked me straight in the eye and said, you have MS. He said, you're going to become a vegetable and die. That's bull. Don't let it. MS is an inconvenience. It's something that, yeah, it's going to kick you in the shorts. It's going to be a case of mind over matter. You can do it. You have the skills in yourself. There are a lot of things out there like Carbonhand, which can help you. I have no use of my right arm and right hand, so I've been relying on my left. And I was losing more and more of my motor skills in my left hand. The Carbonhand, it basically has reawakened and helped me regain the strength and coordination in my left hand. I would have trouble using a zipper, and now I can use a zipper, because I've regained the dexterity and the strength. It used to be when went out to a restaurant or just went into a dining room and would sit down for a meal, and everybody else is sitting around you eating the meal normally, and you have to take out your own cutlery with built-up handles, and everybody starts looking at you. The Carbonhand, it basically has reawakened and helped me regain the strength and coordination in my left hand. So much so that now I wear it 3 to 4 times a week for the entire day. And the response has been, I'll go out to a restaurant or go to the dining room or whatever and use regular cutlery, regular silverware. I don't need those big built-up handles. You're no longer self-conscious about it. You're now real people again. Okay, the toggle, I mentioned earlier that it has a range of about 13 miles. This has helped regain some of the muscle strength so that I can make use of that 13-mile range. I had what I would call a Gomer Pyle moment. Okay, I would experiment picking up a glass or a mug. I was like, well, oh me, hey world, look at me. I didn't say that, but I was thinking it. And it then became, I wonder if this is going to still happen when I take it off, if I can still. And so I wore it for a few days, then took it off. What do you know? The hand learned how to do it again. The muscles are working. The world is such a wonderful place. And whatever your challenge, it's only as big as you allow it to be. Look inside. Use tools like Carbonhand. I've been blessed to have incredible folks come out of nowhere to be supportive. I found that being a member of a team is a whole bunch better than trying to do it alone. I went through all sorts of hoops, hills, speed bumps, and the reward was I met my true soulmate and have been blessed to be in a fantastic marriage for coming up on 10 years. The world is a wonderful place if you allow it to be.